assembling the strawberry pop-up card. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do before I really get started with anything is I'm going to glue together the basket, the double piece for the basket, because I want to give it time to dry under my mat so that it stays nice and flat. Okay, so there's that piece. I'm just going to pop it right under here and let that dry while we work out some of these other pieces. Okay, so I've got my base and I've already glued on my panels. I'm going to flip it over to the inside and I'm going to fold these pieces like such. You'll see the score lines. We're creating a 1/4 inch gap here that we're going to glue to the inside of the card. This paper is a little bit thick. It's kind of hard to fold. Okay. Now I'm gonna apply glue here to this space, and I'm just gluing it flat down. I've been doing several videos today, so I have lots of ink and glue on my fingers. If you miss this step, your card will not work correctly. Okay. I'm going to set this aside, let that dry well while, oh, and I didn't do my rhinestones first. So the flowers do have centers. They're small circles in the file, but I like these little jewels for the flowers. So here's this piece. We've got these pieces here. And I'm using black because red is so dark. If you had a dark brown, that would work as well. And I just lightly inked the edges. We are. Now the stem that's attached is the one that goes on first. It fits over both. And now the top strawberry. And I am not going to use foam tape on this because it will interfere with the way the card opens and closes. Whoops. See if I can reach that piece. There we go. Okay. Just trying to. There's a lot of glue and such on this mat right now. Okay. And then I'm just going to put my flower right there. Oops. Maybe hold it down a second longer. There we are. So that's the first insert. Now I'm going to work on my jar. I got these gemstones at my dollar store. You just have to tuck the little strand of glue under because it's on one long strand, so you always wind up with a little tail. Now the the flower here, I can use a little pop dot on because I'm putting it up here at the top of my jar, and that's above that 2 inches. Trying to get just a smidgen of glue on that to make sure it stays down and doesn't get stuck on anything when the card is opening and closing. There we are. There's the second insert. Now I'm going to go ahead and ink the brim of my basket. My fingernails always get ink when I do it. Sometimes I even use them to make a shape. If I need a oval shape, I just stick my fingernail in there, my thumbnail, and use it to create that. Okay, because I'm still letting the bottom dry, the basket, I'm going to go ahead and put my strawberries together that go in the basket. So these go just like this. Okay, just glue these right into place. The strawberries are all the same shape except for the one that's on the label. That's the only one that's a different size. I mean, these three here, these are a little bit smaller. So those are easy. So it's not too hard to tell where these go. Now these are going to be up in the basket, so if you want to use a foam dot on these, you can, because your basket's tall enough. I'm going to use one little dot for the flower that's in the center. I'm just folding the edges of that little glue tape there under the gem. That one didn't do too good. There we are. So now that's ready. Just pull my basket out. And I am going to ink the edges of this. I'm just going to come right across here. I'm going to ink that. This tab will be under the card, so it's just doing the top little bit. Okay, now the first piece I'm going to put on the basket is the weaving. Much right there. And then you just want to kind of center it, just eyeball it. And especially push down your edges, so those don't get caught on anything when the card is opening and closing. The brim of your basket is going to go right here. Whoops. And then your strawberries are just going to kind of sit in here like this. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of glue here on that and on that, and then just on the bottom part of the strawberries. Okay, there we are. Now pull our base over, and the basket goes in the back, and the jar is in the center. And on this one you're going to notice that the center piece is slightly off center, and then your strawberries go in. Okay, so get that out of the way. Let's pull these out and work this through the center. Fold that up. So we work this tab through the top and down through the bottom, and then you fold the tab back and glue that to the bottom. Next we have the strawberries. So this piece, you just want to make sure that you're just getting just right where that score line is. Because you could pull it a lot further down because the strawberries don't have a strong edge to catch on the top. Okay, just want to do that. Now this piece goes in, and this is our center. And we're gonna, everything's the same color. I should have done this back piece a different color to make it easier to see. But we're going to glue these tabs here to this center piece. Okay, so I'm only going to put glue here on the center piece. And you want to make sure it's standing up straight, because there is a little bit of wiggle room for it. And push it up, and you can see when I push it up, this top part does not go with it, and that is because I have to glue this tab to this center piece. And now when I push it up, this rises with it. So you only want the glue here on this center piece. So really just watch your glue on this part. Now on this side, you want this tab down, and we're going to fold this tab up. We're going to bring it over, and we are going to glue these face to face. Okay, we're gluing just these tabs together. Just the tabs. Hold it down, hold it down. I was a little bit sloppy with my glue. You might be better off putting your glue on the basket, not on that piece. Then when I look inside and I push the bottom up, everything rises and goes down the way it's supposed to. You especially want to make sure this piece is going up and down with your card. Now we're going to close it up. And there is our strawberry pop-up card. Oops. I pushed it too far. Popped it right out the top. There we go. Thank you for joining me.